Hello and welcome. My name is Leonardo Gill, and I'm the project manager for the Windsor-Essex Regional Community Safety and Wellbeing Plan. Thank you for joining us today for an update on the status of the project and the launch of an exciting new resource for our community, an interactive mapping application known as the Regional CSWB Asset Map. Today, I'm joined by the co-chairs of our Regional Systems Leadership Table, Yelena Payne, Commissioner of Community Development and Health Services for the City of Windsor, Mary Birch, Director of Council and Community Services for the County of Essex, and Chief Pamela Mizuno, Chief of Police for the Windsor Police Service. In a moment, we will be providing a project update, followed by a video highlighting the design of the map, and lastly, a demonstration on how to use the asset map. Before moving on, I wanted to provide a bit of context for the project. Community Safety and Wellbeing Planning, or CSWB planning, is a provincially mandated initiative. In the Windsor-Essex context, this plan is first of its kind. Overall, CSWB planning is about creating a collaborative approach to service delivery, one that involves multiple sectors and community partners and is focused on being proactive and preventative, all for the goal of addressing local priorities related to crime and complex social issues. To do this, we have been working with municipal leaders and partners from across several fields with the goal of creating a community where everyone feels safe, has a sense of belonging, has access to services and opportunities, and can have their needs met. While we are taking a regional approach, we understand that priorities may vary by municipality. As such, the final plan will include regional goals and initiatives, as well as appendices for each municipality, consisting of a review of data, strengths and assets, and public consultation results. I will now pass it over to Commissioner Payne for a brief breakdown of the status of the project.
Thank you, Leo. At the start of this year, project teams began a comprehensive engagement process in order to identify and contextualize local and regional priorities. In January, 18 committees and over 50 community organizations were engaged to contextualize local data. Over the course of 8 meetings, over 95 frontline and priority population experts were engaged. These members form the basis of the enhanced sector network, which will be discussed shortly. We then began our public consultation process. Over the months of February and March, we held 9 virtual public meetings and hosted a public survey. In alignment with recommendations provided through our January discussions, we took the following efforts to reduce barriers to public participation. Live closed captioning in English, Spanish, French, and Arabic was provided for all virtual public meetings. Paper copies of the public survey was provided through our partners at the Windsor-Essex Housing Corporation, Housing and Homelessness Help Hub, or the H4, and community partnerships. Lastly, all surveys were available in English, Spanish, French, and Arabic. And communications departments from the County of Essex, local police services, and each local municipality were brought together to promote consultation efforts through social and traditional media. In total, over 140 residents attended the virtual public meetings, and this survey garnered 1,500 respondents and 840 fully completed surveys. After a review of local data on risks and protective factors, meetings with community groups and committees, and the results of the public consultations, we have established the following 4 areas that will be focused on in the plan: good governance and data, engaged and safe communities, mental health and substance use supports, financial security, and economic equity. We are currently working with our partners to solidify the goals, actions, and metrics that will be found under each of the aforementioned areas of focus. We are on track to completing the plan by the end of the year. I will now pass it over to my colleague, Mary Birch, to provide a breakdown of the project partners who are helping guide the prioritization process.
Thank you, Yelena. In Windsor-Essex, the plan is being guided by 2 primary groups: the Regional Community Safety and Wellbeing Systems Leadership Table and the Enhanced Sector Network. The Systems Leadership Table is comprised of executive leaders from across 9 sectors from health and mental health to education and social services to law enforcement and public safety. The network is comprised of community organizations and committees that work alongside individuals from 8 historically underrepresented groups. Those groups include Indigenous communities, racialized persons, newcomers, youth, seniors, accessibility communities, to us LGBTQ plus folk, and broader community groups. In total, over 18 committees and 50 organizations make up the network. The network will continue to be consulted throughout the planning process. Together, the system's leadership table and the network have been assisting project teams in creating a plan that aligns with the best interest of residents and reflects the unique needs of each of the 8 municipalities. Now that we've provided a bit of background information and the status of the project, I would like to pass it over to Chief Mizuno to introduce our new interactive asset map.
Thank you, Mary. I'm excited to introduce this new tool because it provides residents and local organizations a clearer view of available resources across the region. In consultation with 211 Ontario and project partners, we have been able to identify and categorize over 1,200 community assets. We have defined community assets as local institutions, organizations, services, and citizen associations that serve as positive community resources. Recognizing that this is a starting point, we will continue to work with our partners to build upon what has been identified through this map. I would like to thank the team from the City of Windsor and County of Essex Geomatics departments for their hard work on the development of this mapping application. We would now like to play a brief video that provides a summary of the project and highlights the design of the regional CSWB asset map.
The City of Windsor and County of Essex are collaborating with municipal and sector leaders, as well as groups that work alongside priority populations to develop the region's first community safety and well-being plan. The goal of the plan is to create a community where everyone feels safe, has a sense of belonging, access to services and opportunity, and can have their needs met across Windsor-Essex. Achieving this goal involves leveraging and building upon the strengths and assets of our communities. The Regional Community Safety and Wellbeing Asset Map is an interactive tool that highlights the physical locations of community assets, otherwise known as local institutions, organizations, services, and citizen associations that serve as positive community resources. Together, we have been able to identify and categorize over 1,200 community assets in order to provide residents and local organizations a clearer view of available resources across the region. We are continuing to work alongside our partners to build upon the assets identified in this map in hopes of creating an even more comprehensive tool, highlighting the great resources available in Windsor-Essex. For more information on the Windsor-Essex Regional Community Safety and Wellbeing Plan, please visit our website at www.cswbwindsoressex.ca.
We would like to thank En Route Productions for producing the video and capturing the essence of the project and asset map. I would now like to pass it off to Leo to walk through a demonstration on how to utilize this great new resource. Leo, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Chief Mizuno. We'll now walk through a demonstration of the asset map. When accessing the asset map, you'll receive a prompt providing you information on how to utilize the interactive map, from ways to zoom in to pan, as well as ways to use the different categories, subcategories, and municipality functions. I'll be walking through that just right now. You'll see that the map is divided in 3 different sections. The first at the top is the toolbar that contains categories, subcategories, and municipalities. The left-hand side is the interactive dashboard. This dashboard will automatically populate as you zoom in and out of the map. Finally, the main screen is the map itself, and it does include 3 different functions. It has a search item, a home screen, which will bring you back to the full view of the region, as well as a legend that will have each of the different categories and subcategories listed out. In terms of the functionality, if we could do a deeper dive, if you click the category function, we can select different categories from child and youth services, food and security services, community services, education, and so on. From there, you can also see the subcategories that are populated under that approach. In this example, we'll use childcare. You can select multiple subcategories at the same time. So childcare and childcare for francophone populations. From there, you can also select the municipality that you would like to see. In this case, we'll use as an example Amherstburg to start. And you can also then, you'll notice that it'll auto-populate in terms of the number of child care services available in the town of Amherstburg. We can then add additional municipalities to that list, from Essex to Kingsville. Additionally, we can zoom into different areas. And you will again notice that the map will automatically populate the number of different child care centers that are within that area. We can add different services or different categories under that to see what else is available within the area. Now let's jump into a Windsor example. We can select Windsor and unselect Essex to zoom directly into the Windsor, to the city of Windsor. As we zoom in again, you'll notice that the dashboard is auto-populating. If we select the icon, you'll notice information is provided about that particular institution, organization, or citizen association. In this case, we are using the example of the Community Partnership After School Program, located at 495 Glengarry Avenue. Additionally, you can select different information that may be available on that site, from the community center to the Glengarry Nonprofit Housing Corporation information, which includes phone numbers as well. And that was a very high-level overview of how to utilize the map. For more information on how to use the map, or also information on the plan itself, please visit our website at www.cswbwindsor-essex.ca. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to our panelists. Have a great day.